So think of Monday Night Raw as like watching your child, your paraplegic, slow-reading child, trying to attempt a sport. You're happy that he's going to do it, but he doesn't know what's happening. And even when he tries, he's going to fail automatically because you know he has one leg. It's so bad. Raw was so bad. I was nearly about to skip a Raw review by my own accord, my own choice, that I was going to skip a Raw review because it was so bad that it should be illegal to watch by force without having any obligation to do this. This is technically the only reason that I even do this to begin with, the reviews. And thanks to you guys watching it, even if it's not the most, it's still nice to see that many people see my videos, whether it's a low count or a high count, and that always makes a bit of my day. But still, back into Raw, it was so bad. They automatically split up the Hurt Business over the contents of out of making Lashley look bad, then automatically chop it up to Shelton Benjamin challenging Lashley in a non-title match, and he's obviously going to lose because there's no benefit there. And the beneficiary was like the pressure that he needs to Hurt Business to win, even though when he was U.S. champion, Morley in his corner was just MVP, and he needed a lumberjack match to win the world title, and that didn't even prohibit Lee force the goddamn Hurt Business, and then gay-ass Baron Corbin came into the show. I don't know why people like Corbin. The guy is bland as hell. If you're given a king gimmick for more than 2 years, you suck. I'm sorry. You suck. Booker T made that work for over a year, and people have fond memories over King Booker. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has fond memories of King Corbin. Oh man, yeah, I spoiled it. Corbin came at the main event, and they're possibly gonna make another shit post brand split, invitational, interbrand loophole. And if you're making the third loophole for your brand split because of lack of roster, why not just cancel the brand split? Oh dear God. I already lost faith at WrestleMania already when they added Daniel Bryan in it. And then, split up the Hurt Business? I mean, sure, I understand some of the contents and some of the nitpicks that go around the Hurt Business. The only guys that show any legitimacy the main event or futurely main event is MVP and Lashley, because they actually look like stars. You got the mouthpiece and the powerhouse that can do it all in the ring. But at least you showed Shelton and Cedric being like an alternative, different style, and they still dressed the part, looked the part, and just made the numbers game play into a factor. And that would be much if Lashley didn't need them, and they were accomplishing over their own accord. That's what made the Hurt Business cool. And now you split them up in under a year? I don't know, man. Now Raw's gonna get definitely worse. The opener was such a long ass match as well. Sheamus versus Matt Riddle. We had bicycle knee. The bro Derek barely gonna get it done. Let's skip up to the ending. It ended off a knee strike. Not even the bro kick, just a knee strike. Post-match assault coming from Riddle, the U.S. champion that lost clean against the heel. Didn't even cheat to win. And he comes over assaulting him afterwards. And then later on in the segment where he forgot his lines like a freaking noob, he didn't even improvise if he was going to mess up that badly. Asuka looking dumbfounded over this guy with no charisma, forced to have a laid back surfer dude, no charisma gimmick. This Riddle sucks. And I thought he was cool enough back on NXT because all he had to do was wrestle. He looked a bit different from everywhere else. He's just Kevin Von Erich, but no legitimacy. If you're a big deal coming from, developmental, I thought you had to be a transcendent talent. And we barely have that now. I'm just lowering my standards. So Sheamus won clean, so he gets an automatic title shot over at Mania. This is how we're building up over feuds. Riddle comes around doing a heel tactic because he lost clean, and then he automatically just chains off his persona after losing clean to the heel in a non-title match. How is that supposed to make the babyface look? He even assaulted him. Sheamus even assaulted him before the match backstage after the whole implosion with the Hurt Business. And by the way, that's 2 major feuds breaking up in under a month. Retribution broke up at Fastlane in the pre-show. That's how unimportant they are. And of course, the Hurt Business just automatically broke up over some bullshit on Raw. That is ridiculous. Then we had the bullshit segment involving Strowman being made fun of because he has deficiencies, like a educational difficulty. Like he had a D plus in gym. Somehow you can't write down anybody's performances in gym. Like, oh, he's so dumb he can't even be good at gym, except a little bit because he's big. Like, this is the much you can build up over a story. I don't mind a feud involving like Shane McMahon feuding against a big guy, because that's been done before. Usually it gives us memorable moments. But the way this is orchestrated is some PG garbage. The same thing with the whole hip-hop garbage that people like for no apparent reason. It was not fun. Like, you could basically hear Semo gibberish while Miz was forcing rhymes, and they come over in bunny suits. Well, it was so bad. It was so corny and bad. And then making with Jackson Riker and Elias there, they didn't even put it over in musical rendition. They were just there to witness them making fun of some guy that possibly is borderline retarded. He's getting all D's and everything. That is so bad. There's like no rewatchability in this show. They even had Riker face off against Strowman. He shoulder tackled him. They even brought back the train sound effect. In the damn show. And it was so bad. There was a double shoulder tackle on both Riker and Elias. Shane McMahon was just jumping and giggling over backstage and dancing. Didn't even try to outsmart him, even though technically he literally guzzled slime on him while elbow dropping him. With Morrison's Butch Dyke haircut, even though you're in your 40s, wearing some crappy trap rapper clothing. You're a grown-ass man, Morrison. I don't know why is he dressing like his own wife. It's so bad. Then the only thing was Bad Bunny punched Miz in the face. Now, I wish he was bleeding for that to actually sound like he had effects. Some of the Damian Priest are hurt, he's injured, so they have to push a one-on-one match. Oh, so you made this match less important. Great. We came from having one of the greatest boxers of all time, Floyd Mayweather, coming in, facing off against one of the biggest athletes, The Big Show. That was must-see pay-per-view matches. We have The Miz versus Bad Bunny. This prepubescent little black girl hair having midget coming around wrestling Mr. Two-time world champion stepdad over here. The hip-hop segment sucked. Bad Bunny sucks. Then we had there was McIntyre ranting and raving, going to the locker room, running a little bitch, like, what up on Twitter? I've been on Twitter. How come nobody's stepping up? Nobody's stepping up. Gulak step up. Humberto Carrillo looks different. He's still wrestling on main event, so they know they're gonna release him. But I know they're not, because I heard he's related to Angel Garza, even though Garza's barely on television. So we know legacy ain't much if you have nothing to make yourself, actually be unimportant. Because most of these Latin wrestlers suck. You could say, oh, they were good in like AAA or Lucha Underground, I'm sorry. If you tell me anybody watches CMLL when like small time YouTubers possibly get more than that, that is sad. Oh my god. So is Shelton Benjamin versus Bobby Lashley. And I didn't know it was one-sided to begin with, because of course you're going to build over strong, and there was no win factor if Shelton and Shelton won. There's no benefactor to that other than, I guess, respect because of how much Benjamin and Cedric had to do, even though they barely even lasted half a year. And that kind of sucked because many people had many things to say about the Hurt Business. And thanks they are the saving graces over on Raw, so they have no heel faction. They have no legitimate big end goal for some of the top stars to face. There's no cool factor. We have a bunch of mid-card jobbers over in the main roster anyway. The heel kick barely got enough, a knee strike. There's a cool power slam plus I think there was a... Oh yeah, Lashley did a flatliner. I think that was the only thing that was different over in the matchup. It ended with the Hurt Lock. That was technically it. We had a game night involving the New Gay, and of course AJ Styles and Omos. They played charades. They played goddamn charades with them Styles struggling to draw and Omos, so the baby faces look good. So this is why they dropped the belts. Someone please kill me. Luckily, they weren't playing any games because they knew that they were getting hacked or something. So it ended up in Styles versus Xavier Woods one-on-one. This is just a random mid-card match, bro. Like, this match had no reason over to exist. Other than, oh, they're tagging against each other. So let's just see you one-on-one. That's like the basis of why they should wrestle. Are they that in the bare minimum of wrestling? We have to know that they're feuding because, oh, one half of the tag team partners gotta wrestle each other? Like, nobody asked. That's not how you build up over feuds. So gay. They even had to give me those stupid up, down commercials over the duration of the commercial break. No one watches up, down. The only reason that they're getting commercialized is because WWE needs something for their pays. No one's gonna subscribe to up, down. Oh God, they suck. I tried my best to be patient. Really be patient to watch a show. I even did over a nice podcast. Please go subscribe to Cinnamon Smith. Good channel. But by God, the show, us making fun of it couldn't fix it. Omos was having some hooligans over for Kingston backstage, outside in the ring. Average near falls, clothesline, drop kicks. Styles comes around. I think there was no calf crusher. A tornado DDT over from the outside, and it comes over with Styles Clash. I'm joking. I forgot who won. So that was technically the match. There was barely any women's segments over on Raw tonight. I forgot that Naomi and Lana were even in the show because they suck. So it was Naomi versus Shayna Basler. Shayna Basler looking like an abused bloodhound with a drowny face and concave eyes, coming around facing off against Naomi that has like no other character other than her stupid entrance. It came over a roll-up victory. Naomi picked up the win. That was technically it. There was some hooligans. I think Nia Jax got tossed over on Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, and this is what I have Mandy Rose doing. She came off one of the better storylines of 2020 into this stuff, and it's so bad. And some people be asking, "Oh, we're gonna have a triple threat tag team match." Oh, so I have a reason to use the bathroom. Perfect. Like, this is such a minimalist attempt for the women's division. You think just adding a tag team belt was gonna make more of the mid-card women's division more important? No, it's not. It's a waste of time. And you're stupid for thinking that. Ricochet versus McIntyre. Then it transitioned into Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali. This match was unnecessarily long because there was no benefactor into whoever can take out. Like, I remember Goldberg when he was getting a bounty on for 100K. Alright, I might not have a winning chance if I get a world title shot. So what would feel more realistic? What does any other person is willing to fight for when it comes to a job? More money. And anybody get 100K? Hell, some guys would sacrifice a tag team partner for that. So instead of jumping him at anybody, it can injure McIntyre to make sure they slow down their opportunity at Mania. It's just Ricochet versus McIntyre, and obviously Ricochet lost clean. There's a target of the knee, some hits over the outside. Recoil can barely do it. It ends off the Claymore kick. Good sell over by Ricochet, because that's all he's good for. And of course, it ended up to Mustafa Ali attacking him, and then became a match where he got Claymore kicked. And then it ended up with Lashley and McIntyre facing off and then fighting each other. So he literally had to wrestle two jobbers. They have no other obstacles that sound realistically fallible for him to lose to. And I thought, okay, Samoa Joe wasn't on commentary tonight. Maybe Samoa Joe will come back until I think he has surgery. Because I know he's been having injury problems since last year. And it's so bad. This show was so bad it should be illegal. Oh, man. Like, they got it. Like, Raw is over the state. It's already far from repair. They are already reaching at the lowest ratings that we haven't heard from since 1995. We're now over a state of 1.8s and 1.7s are the norm now. And suspectingly, hip hip hop hop, a game night involving the new gay, messing around over styles, Orton just whining around with Alexa Bliss, an mushroom fat retard, the Fiend, like saturating the feud with just Alexa Bliss doing demonic crap for the last 2 months until the Fiend come back. So it didn't feel that interesting because Randy had nothing else to do. He had to waste his time with a 5'0" chick. And they just have Lashley, and they had the best thing going over on Raw, break up over the most ridiculous circumstances. Everything that I didn't want to happen happened, and this is like the punishment if you actually try to give some positives over on Raw. And then the spontaneous heel turn, it was a heel effect. It was the most dodgy thing to ever do. To have a post-match assault when your opponent isn't even mocking you or cheated to win clean or had outside interference. Sheamus came over a retarded knee strike after back and forth for a 15-minute opener that had nothing on the line other than these guys were feuding. You have him messing up over lines. I'm trying to understand what's the upside of Riddle. The guy doesn't seem to talk well over the mic. He doesn't even look directly semi-focused with the camera or like he's having a conversation with the guys, even with the Lucha House Party. He doesn't seem to have a character. He can't improvise on the fly when it comes to missing a line, especially on live television, where obviously you're going to have more screen time because you are a champion of the show, and he can't suspectingly even keep a character. And this guy has the gall, I'm going to say it, the mitigated gall to talk shit about Goldberg and The Undertaker, even though they're higher draws than you, they're more relevant than you, and they will always be more in the conversation than you, Riddle. You suck. You Butch Dyke, Kevin Von Erich looking midget. I hope you get released in under a year. That's it coming from the DST show. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy your night. I obviously did not. Ugh.